Um, I'm not really sure if everybody's aware of the changes that have just, I can't say just recently, but like completely within the last few months, the complete changes that have been taking place on my social medias and via and the various platforms that I'm on: YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Um, I used to go by Black God. I have since removed that uh, name, moniker, Nam de Gear. I've removed that my from applying to me. It is no longer an appellation in which I go by. You know what I'm saying, or which I answer to. And the reason being is because of knowledge. Knowledge has made me aware of the obsoleteness of it all. Black being a color, and not um, something that actually states what a thing is. It's just like descriptive. It's an adjective. It describes a thing, but it doesn't actually say what that thing is. You know what I'm saying? So technically, my hair is black. My pupils are very dark brown, but they look black, and depending on what light. This wall, this door behind me is black, and I am not. Therefore, like I really can't honestly answer to that. That's actually functioning in ignorance. You feel me? And ignorance of the law is not absence of it. You feel me? Does not constitute absence of it. So I figure I don't want to walk in ignorance. And God is a fairly young word. God is roughly 2,000 years old. It's fairly new in the totality of time and creation and existence. And um, it has acronym form: Governmental Ordinance Department. Totally not necessary. God is a European construct. Other nations and really the original nation, which is Indigenous Aboriginals of the four corners of the world, we didn't have that word God. You know what I'm saying? We had other words for um, attributes of the God, the source, the beginning, the genesis of all life and existence itself. You know what I'm saying? But God wasn't that word. Um, God actually means good. As far as its word and in its origin, it's derived from a word that means good. But that's neither here nor there. It's etymology. One should study these words and study words to find out the real. You know what I'm saying? The truth. We are tricked. We are tricked and deceived through words that we use every single day because we're using these words with an alternative meaning, and that is the problem. Granted, the meaning is factual as being understood and accepted over the course of time, but it is not the original meaning. Thus, it is not the original basis and weight which the word should carry. Therefore, for anyone of knowledge, we call them today scholars, those with knowledge of words, and then you understand that anybody who functions using words out of their original context and denotation are really novice and therefore neophytes and rookies to the game, therefore ready to be, as they say, lambs to the slaughter. You feel me? We mustn't function as lambs to the slaughter. We must function with as aware. You feel me? You know what I mean? What is intelligence? Intelligence is the ability to acquire knowledge for a specific purpose. I mean, low key, slow key. That's intelligence. The ability to acquire knowledge to fulfill a purpose. I mean, basically. So, I'm sorry, intelligence. Yeah, intelligence. The ability to acquire knowledge to fulfill a purpose. Roughly defining it. So, with that in mind, you want to function intelligently or the lack thereof. You feel me? It's unfair to you. It's unfair to us. It was unfair to me to function in ignorance and then go by and then having expecting people to give honor to a name that doesn't mean that. Black denotes bad, evil. Um, you know what I'm saying? As far as definitions go, you know what I mean? Think about Black Death, Black Plague. You know what I'm saying? All of these things. You know what I'm saying? But Black also exhibited power as it was related to the people that it was connected to, but it was used to degrade a people. You feel me? The original, the indigenous, the aboriginal peoples, Black was used to degrade us. So why would I glorify that? It was used to take us out of our proper status. You feel me? Black is also used politically as a status symbol. And when you classify yourself as Black or African American, you basically telling them you a slave. You have no status. You know what I'm saying? You are statusless. Therefore, you're an alien here. You know what I'm saying? But an alien with no rights. You feel me? First off, you saying that this corporation is actually the real government of a nation, and it's not. It's just a corporation. A corporation cannot be a government or a nation. It is acting in government, acting as government, but it's a service corporation. So to agree to go by the labels that this corporation has established for you is agreeing to be whatever they deem you to be in the corporation. It's like going to a job, applying, and asking them what's my position, and they say, "Oh, you just got to be ready to do whatever we want you to do." Fuck. I just applied to a job to do whatever you want me to do. Yeah, that's pretty much what you're doing by agreeing to be African American, Black, Negro, colored, Puerto Rican, all that shit. None of it, none of it is real. You know what I'm saying? Asian Americans, Asians are Manchurian. I mean, if they're from Asia, they're from Manchuria. I mean, that's what it's called originally, but we're not gonna talk about that. That's neither here nor there. The point is, I had to go about changing with the name change. I couldn't stay using a name that I know is a degradation to my foremothers and forefathers, my ancestors, myself. I can't carry that label. I can't carry that title. That's me bastardizing myself. So, Black God, no more of my materials that I know it's already on an album that I put out. It'll stay on that album, but it won't be on any more material that I put out. That name will no longer apply to me. You feel me? If you call me that at any time, I'm not gonna respond. Black, I'm not gonna respond. Black God, I'm not gonna respond. I know that I've said it for a few years now that was, what I go by, but nah, that's that. I actually got it on some material, but I'm gonna take that off. You feel me? Because I can't go by that. I can't co-sign to that. You know what I'm saying? I am a Moor. You feel me? I am a Moor. And I understand what people believe gods to be. I understand what we want to be. Black is beautiful, black is powerful, Black Lives Matter, all that other shit. I respect what y'all got going on and y'all perspectives with it. Although your perspective is flawed based on facts. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna roll with facts. Facts trumps belief, imagination, delusion, all of that. You feel me? You know what I mean? It even trumps opinion. Fact trumps opinion. So research is necessary You know what I mean? Because maybe it's some, appellations that you go by, or nom de guerres that you go by. You feel me? And a nom de guerre is basically a war name. You know what I'm saying? When you become contraband, I knew you remember about that. That was right in Hampton. That was right at Hampton, Virginia, right down the street. That's where it was at when we was named contraband, right? So it makes you, so to be named contraband is to be named product. You feel me? If you've ever been arrested for drug charges, or you know of anybody that's been arrested for drug charges, which should be something familiar or close to home with all of us, you've heard them use the term either contraband or paraphernalia. You know what I mean? Contraband, paraphernalia, sips of the same poison, basically. Feel me? Um, these are things. These are items. You feel me? They are not persons. They are not places. Although they could be a place. The contraband could be a location, but it is a thing. In essence, it is a thing. Contraband, paraphernalia. The person gets arrested for possession of cocaine. They may be using it. So what do they got? Rocks, maybe, in a little baggie. And then what else they may have? The glass stem. The glass stem would be referred to as paraphernalia or contraband. You feel me? But contraband is basically something that you're not supposed to have for real. Also, you know what I'm saying? Even paraphernalia, something that you're not supposed to possess. If you've been locked up before and they raided your cell, you know they took out contraband, things that weren't agreed to in the rule book or the regulations, rules and regulations books of the facilities. You know what I'm saying? Or they call them the SOP, the standard operating procedure. Yeah, that's what we functioning in this government, under standard operating procedures, because they're not functioning under the right laws. Because why? They got us functioning under the wrong names. So why function under that which is right when you got the people functioning under that which is wrong? Your name is wrong. Your name is a declaration of your nationality. So my name, uh my appellation, my what I will be accepting and hearing through my ears to acknowledge me. I am Samuel Monte Young Bey. You feel me? Moorish American. You feel me? I'm like a diplomat or a dignitary. You feel me? According to the laws, which we should know as Moors. We should know these things. But I will accept Sam Young Bey, uh, Samuel Monte Young Bey, Samuel Young Bey. You feel me? Brother Young Bey. You know what I'm saying? The things that are, you feel me? Things that are respectable. But that old appellation, that nom de guerre, that straw man, nah, not so. I can't give party to this fraud. You know, they talking about they talking about rescinding your birth certificate and your social security number, and getting paid off of it. You know what I mean? Collecting the GUI. You know what I'm saying? But that shit is not real if the government that established it is a corporation. Then do you have to follow the rules of a corporation? Like, if McDonald's, if McDonald's say you gotta make your burgers the way they make their burgers, and you gotta make your fries the way they make their fries, do you gotta do that? Nah, you just do your shit with however you want to. You know what I'm saying? It's yours. To do however you feel with it. So that's what you do. You know what I'm saying? This listen, we need to understand these laws. This is a corporation. This is not a legit government. This is a quasi-governmental structure. This is not a as a matter of fact, their structure is established according to our ancestors' laid out parameters. You know what I mean? These those in power are not really in power, bro. So these Americas, North America, North of Mexum, Northwest Africa. This is Moroccan Empire. This is Al Morocco. You feel me? We got treaties with this corporation. We got treaties with this corporation that allows them to function on our land. We got treaties with this corporation that allows them to function on our land. Let that sink in. I'll say that one more time. I like things in 3 anyway. You know what I'm saying? Not even on no 369. I just like things in 3. 3 happened to be one of my fact. 3 happened to be my favorite number. You know what I'm saying? Still is. And now my second favorite number is 9. But you know what I mean? That's another story. But listen. We got treaties with this corporation so that they can function on our land. You understand? This is our land. We've been deceived. We've been tricked, and it ain't even it's deeper than what we think. It's deeper than what we think. You know what I'm saying? It calls for us to step back into a position we used to be in. As Moors, you know what I'm saying? Schools, right? How about this, right? Oxford. Who started Oxford? Check your history books. Not the ones in school. Our foremothers and forefathers started Oxford. Cambridge. You feel me? You feel me? We did that. Alexandria. That was already there. You feel me? Before Alexander the Macedonian got there, it was already there. Timbuktu. We did that. Our ancestors. You feel me? We indigenous to the world. You feel me? Mexico. Tres Zapotes. San Lorenzo. And more. Olmec heads. Come on, man. Giant baby heads. Come on, bro. Let's be for real. My daughter looked like an Olmec head. You feel me? My daughter, 7 months old at this present juncture. 7 months, not even 7 months old. 7 months into her first cycle. I mean, working on her 8th. You feel me? Into her first cycle. Solar cycle. and actually for her it'd be a lunar cycle because she was born at night. You know what I'm saying? She was born under the moon. But she looked like an Olmec head. You feel me? Her face looks like an Olmec head. So what is we talking about here, man? Even if they was giant baby heads, it would still be Aboriginal. It would still be Indigenous. It would still be us. It would still be Moors. So what we need to do, everybody's talking crazy, right? Everybody's talking crazy, sovereign citizen. Hold on. Sovereign citizen. You can only be sovereign to the land. You can only be sovereign to the land. You can't be sovereign to the government. That's not even a legit government. You can only be sovereign to the land. Sovereignty comes through blood, birthright to the land, connection to the land. That makes you the sovereign. That makes you the Aboriginal. That makes you the Indigenous. You need to look and check into the rights of the Indigenous. You feel me? Indigenous peoples. You need to check into that. It's bugged out. It's crazy, but it's real. You see what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things that need to change. Through knowledge, we realize that it's a lot of things that need to change, bro. Sis, it's too much going on. It's too much going on to where you gotta register your car. You know what you do when you register your car? This is what you do when you register your car that you making payments for or that you pay for outright and clear. This is what you doing. By registering your car, you saying that my car is now no longer my car. It is the property of whatever state I register it to. And then what you saying is, now you can license me to operate my car, my conveyance within the limits of this state. Oh, and that state of whatever, that's a corporation. It was established by a corporation. So that's a corporation, which means you just register your vehicle as property of a corporation, which means you need a driver's license as a driver because that property that you driving belongs to the corporation. It doesn't belong to you. Y'all need to understand these laws, bro. That's why you don't have to have a license to travel, because according to the laws, you cannot take, according to statutes, you cannot take a right and turn it into a privilege and then license and add fees and penalties for it, for participating in that right. Or how about if that is done and they, let's say speeding, not to say go out and do it willy-nilly, but if they do establish limits or limitations and things of that nature for that, which is a right, you are at liberty as a citizen, as the people, to violate that at will, respectfully. So really, what is we saying here? What we saying is, you need to know the laws. Why do the modern day Europeans, the Caucasoids, in their schools, in their school districts where it's predominantly Caucasoid, why do their kids learn about the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, Declaration of Independence, all of these things? Why do they learn about these things? But we just getting that. I don't recall really going through the Constitution in school. Yeah, it was written in the book, the word. We had that picture in there that everybody gets. You can Google that picture right now. You know what I'm saying? With the top half and with the old writing. Yeah. You can see that. Feel me? They mention the Bill of Rights, but they don't even read into that shit. They don't tell us what it is, like the right to bear arms. Feel me? Or the right to a speedy jury trial. Or the right to have the information so that you can build your case and the right to call your own witnesses. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Or. I mean, it's a lot of rights. It's a lot of rights. You feel me? It's a lot of rights. They we gotta learn these things on our own. Outside of educational system, programming, control, you know what I'm saying? That's brainwashing. The educational system is brainwashing. Today, your educational system is brainwashing. And they're proving it to you how Congress is trying to pass all these laws to take all this shit out of books. Huh? All this shit out of books talking about the wrongfully titled Black African American Negro color, all that legacies of our ancestors. Understand how great we are. Even when you take from us and confuse us, have us in a mental fog where we walking in the falsehood of that which is not true, we still shine. That means we can't be defeated. See, we was already in a position of heaven. And we had to be put in a position of hell so that we could understand what heaven and hell was like. Because we had no concept of what hell was like. But see, the Caucasoid, the modern day European, they knew what hell was like. See, hell is cold. You know what I'm saying? X had it backwards. He said he was like shit is dark and hell is hot. Nah. Hell is cold. It is dark, but hell is cold. You feel me? And we don't belong in the cold. Facts. Let's think about it. Anything in the cold constricts, it contracts, it gets tight upon itself because you gotta compact in to try to conserve the heat. You feel me? If you don't compact in and conserve the heat, then you feel me? You fall victim to your innards shutting down due to the cold winning, and that's hell. You know what I'm saying? But in the heat, everything expands and it's abundant and it's, you feel me? You know what I mean? Broad nose, wide lips. You know what I mean? Feel me? Cheekbones, broad, and you feel me? Everything just to take in more. You feel me? To take in more. Son, that's what we was made for. Feel me? So let's come out of the hell and let's slide into the light. You feel me? I gotta go get my baby.